Hi everyone, my name's Lily. I am the book reviewer behind Utopia State of Mind. Today I'm going to be chatting with you about the Libro FM sales for February. So if you haven't seen a previous video in this series, please check it out. I will link it down below. But basically, Libro FM is an independent audiobook subscription service. You pay $14.99 a month for one audiobook credit a month. That's pretty standard, except on the non-run credit you get a month, you get a 33, I think, or 30% discount on any other audiobooks you pick up during that time period. And also, they will have extra sale audiobooks every month. So basically every month I go through the YA playlist and the Kiss Club, so the romance playlist, and I tell you what I would recommend for you to pick up in February. I also talk about books that I've picked up, books that are on my TBR. So it's just kind of a little bit of a check-in and a way to further express my love for audiobook reading. I do a lot of audiobook reading. I am a Libro FM affiliate, so just know if you click on any of the links down below, you will be using my affiliate link. If you don't want to, then you can just use Google and you can just find this yourself. You get to keep all of the audiobooks that you buy with credits or, through this sale on Libro FM for the entirety that you have your account. You will only get this additional rebate or this additional sale if you have an active membership. So that's something to consider. One credit, so $14.99 for one audiobook is an incredible deal considering how much audiobook production and the audiobook narrators that go into it. It is so worth it, and literally every month I'm kind of counting down the amount of books that I want to use. I have 13 on my wish list, so maybe in a year I'll finally have gotten all the ones that I'm thinking about. I'm just going to start off with the YA Club playlist. I will also link both of the playlists down below. The first one, I just have my computer up here, so it's a little bit of an awkward setup. The first one is Running by Natalia Sylvester. This was a really interesting YA contemporary book about politics, but also about politics that you might not share according to your family, and having to figure out if you'll make a stand and what will you say, right? This was really, really inspiring, and I loved it when I read it. It's been out for a while, so honestly, I'm forgetting a lot of things. It's been out since 2020, so I've been thinking about it a lot, and also it came out at a very politically charged time. So that's definitely Running. The next one is I Kissed Alice. This is a rivals to romance. And I think what I remember reading, first of all, it has 2 audiobook narrators. And I think when I remember one of my initial responses to I Kissed Alice was that I really liked the way that the rivalry was set up. I've spoken about this a few times on my channels for rival to romance. I think that they work really well as long as there's a lot of character detail going into the rivalry. For this one, it's a dual perspective, so you're going to get a lot of character detail by nature of the fact that we're seeing through a person's perspective, but that's not always the case. And so for other times, I think it's very important to have a good sense of the character detail, why they don't like each other, why there's that rivalry. It is my favorite moment when the love interest is finally kind of cleared up, or when the main character finally realizes why this person is their rival, or the reasoning behind the rivalry for the other person's perspective. One of my favorite. The next one is Blood Like Magic and Blood Like Fate by Lizelle Sambury are both on sale. So you can get the entire duology basically on sale. This is a fabulous merging, I feel like, of contemporary and sci-fi and fantasy elements. So it's set in 2049, which to me feels a little bit sci-fi-esque. There's some sci-fi technological advancements that you'll see in this one, but it's fantasy in the sense that there's magic and there are witches, and it's contemporary in the sense as well that it's not a second world fantasy. So that's all the genre blending in it. Lizelle Sambury is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors. Ever since Delicious Monsters, I'm excited for Tender Beasts, and Blood Like Magic and Blood Like Fate were the first books, I think, from Lizelle Sambury, period. But I really enjoyed how this one talks about power and being stripped of power, being given power within us. It's a duology incredibly focused on those types of themes, and also ethics related to power. So if you want to read a duology about that, it's also perfect for Black History Month. The next one as well is The Bones of Ruin by Sarah Raleigh. I love the Bones of Ruin series so much. Another great pick for Black History Month. I Cannot wait for the third book. It is coming out this year. The Bones of Ruin is the first book. I don't remember what the second book title is. I'm very sorry. But The Bones of... How do I describe this? This made it into my favorites of numerous times because it gives old guard vibes in the sense... Okay, it gives like old guard vibes, circus performance. She is a tightrope walker, so circus performance acrobatics. And also magical deadly games and magical secret societies. All three of those things combine into The Bones of Ruin to make what is such a unique and fun and interesting and action-packed series. It talks a lot about power as well, but it talks about who is manipulating power and what we can do with our own power. There's also a lot about the secrets regarding the magical secret societies. I don't know. It's one of my favorite, very, very unique YA fantasy series. So all in all, it is just so unique and I just can't wait. I recommend this to everyone when I think of really fascinating world building premises. The next one is Take the Mic. This is an anthology. I recommended this one mostly because I think that I've read Take the Mic, but I honestly cannot remember. I was reading like a bunch of anthologies all at the same time. But I think that what is really fascinating, why I wanted to mention it, is that it is narrated by a few different people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different people. It's also an anthology story, and I love the care that is put into an audiobook and the audiobook narration, audiobook production when you have an anthology that is also read by many audiobook narrators. So that's definitely why I wanted to mention it. Also, the cast or the amount of authors here and the author list on this one are truly fabulous. It looks like a fantastic anthology. There's also The Do's and Donuts of Love. I really, really love all of Adiva's books. The Do's and the Donuts of Love. Is it the latest one? I'm not sure if it's the latest one. Give me a second. It came out 2023. I think it might be the latest one, but I'm not exactly sure. It mixes a queer YA contemporary cooking reality TV show about friendship as well. I really like that this book talks about not only romance, this queer YA romance, but it also talks about friendship, and it talks about our dreams and our parents and figuring out if they will support our dreams or what our dreams will be in relation, in resistance to, in support from our parents. So those were all of the ones on the YA one. Very solid pickings this month. I feel like last month there weren't as many. So I'm going to work now on the Kiss Club playlist, which I have a mix of books that I really, really loved and books that are on my TBR. So let's start off with a book on my TBR. This is To Catch a Raven by Beverly Jenkins. This seems like a fantastic Black History Month pick. Also, it is a historical fiction romance series based on what I'm reading from the synopsis. I'm basically adding it to my TBR, and honestly, I think I might just get this one because I have seen the Beverly Jenkins author name around a lot. Beverly Jenkins has come up so much in me and trying to read a more of historical fiction romance, which I don't read a lot of, but whenever I Google it or whenever people are talking about it, Beverly Jenkins is a name that comes up a lot. So I think that's definitely one that I'm going to personally pick up. And the other one on my TBR is Asking for a Friend by Andy Osho. This is another Black History Month pick that's fabulous. Actually, Yes, all of the romance book picks I'm going to mention are perfect candidates if you're trying to specifically increase the amount of Black History Month picks you're going to be listening to and reading in February. So it's Asking for a Friend, which honestly, I think that I've mentioned this one in the Black History Month TBR video that came out earlier this month/week. This was like my first NetGalley audiobook arc, so I'm gonna read it. I'm just finishing up my library pick right now, and then I'm gonna start on this one because it is time. It is so time. This came out in 2021, and I'm ready for it. Since then, obviously, I've also delved a lot more into audiobooks since 2021, but that is on my TBR. I just wanted to mention that the audiobook is on sale. The next pick is A Princess in Theory, which is from the Reluctant Royals series by Alyssa Cole. I think that this A Princess in Theory is the first one in the Reluctant Royals series, which is basically just like Prince Charming, royalty, contemporary romance. It was funny because it's like the main character gets this email. You are betrothed to an African prince. And it's like, it sounds so scammy, but is 100% true in this case. After I read Reluctant Royals by Alyssa Cole, I immediately then just read the rest of the Reluctant Royals series. This is just so fun. I loved getting swept away in a contemporary diverse romance along the lines of a Cinderella or Prince Charming. And the last one is Act Your Age, Eve Brown, which it has been on sale in the past, so if you've watched other videos in this series, you will have seen me talk about it. But Talia Hibbert is one of my favorite romance authors. I love all of her books, and the Chloe Brown sisters, or the Brown Sisters series, is fabulous. It is one of my favorite, and I actually read Act Your Age, Eve Brown on audiobook, and it was an experience. The spice in Act Your Age, Eve Brown does not come to play. It is there. It is spicy, and I had to just take a break when I was reading the audiobook. I was like, I cannot be on the subway right now listening to this. I need to calm down. I will listen to it when I am alone, basically, and when no one can see how much I'm blushing. So Act Your Age, Eve Brown is there. It is, I think, the third one maybe in the series. I'm not exactly sure where it is in the series, but it is one of my absolute favorites. By the time that you've read Act Your Age, Eve Brown, you have such a framework of the family, the characters, their dynamics, that it just feels like being with your best friends all over again. So those are my picks for this month's Libro FM sales picks. I hope that you find some that you like. Please also let me know what your current audiobook read is in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!